And we're live again. Been a while. I'm there's like so much shit going down around the world today. It's been and then my home life, I'm just having a jammy day. We have wind and rain, a lot of wind, a lot of rain, and I was just like, let's just have a jammy day. So here I am having my jammy day out in the van. Murphy, be good. And of course, no one wants to. But oh God. So, anyways, if uh if you have a vehicle, you should get gas sometime tomorrow morning before before evening, because like between now and this weekend sometime, Trump's going to strike Iran and all the gas prices are going to go up. Because here's one thing I can tell you. Um, as soon as America starts shooting in Iran, Iran's probably going to shut down the Strait of Gibraltar, which is 25% of the global oil supplies of the whole world. And everybody's gas prices are going to go up. And everything is indicating that that's happening this weekend. So, you know, buy some gasoline, stock up on any petroleum products you need, because everything's going to get more expensive starting this weekend sometime. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe Saturday, Sunday, who knows? But, anyways, everything's ready and loaded, and war is about to start there. And what our media isn't telling you is that Russia and China have sent naval detachments to Iran and the Strait of, I think is no, it's the Strait of Hormuz. Why don't I think Gibraltar? That's the Mediterranean. There's the Strait of Hormuz, which is the entrance to the Persian Gulf. It's the choke point between the Gulf of Oman and the Persian Gulf. And anyways, Iran, Russia, and China are doing live fire drills in the Strait of Oman this weekend, which just coincidentally coincides with the exact same time that everybody knows Trump's going to try to strike Iran. And it's going to get ugly. It's not going to be some slam dunk hit and run like Trump did in Venezuela or like he likes to do, you know what I'm saying? And it's going to get ugly. Um, Possibly a World War III trigger. I mean, it totally could be. Um, so yeah, the shooting starts this weekend. Uh, and it kind of, let me explain to you why America, the globalists and Trump and all those billionaires, Musk and BlackRock and everybody has to go to war against Iran. Because there's some shit going down in Iran that your American media is not telling you. Um, First and foremost, about a week or two ago, Iran tested its intercontinental ballistic missile successfully. And if they tested one, it means they got more. Because another thing our media doesn't tell you that is like Iran is a missile building giant. They got more missiles than everybody else in the world. All right. So they got tons of missiles. So when they're building missiles, they don't just make one; they make them. They mass produce missiles. Iran's a mass producing missile superpower. So Iran tested their first ICBM. They launched it from Iran, and it landed in Siberia somewhere. I said it's raining a lot here. So they successfully tested an ICBM. And in case you don't know, ICBM, all that means is you can hit anywhere in the world. All right. So Iran now has a missile that's capable of hitting America and anywhere else in the world, to be honest. And here's the thing, Iran has nukes. They pretend like they don't have nukes, but they got nukes. You see, because they're buddies with North Korea and Russia, and that means they got nukes. And they're buddies with China too. So Iran has access to the world's best nuclear fucking technology in the world. Okay. I said that already. Never mind. Fuck my grammar. Ignore that. So Iran has nuclear missiles capable of striking America. And that is why no matter what the news is saying about negotiations and blah, 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 the America has to strike Iran because Iran now has nuclear missiles that can reach America. And that's why this big war between Trump and Iran is going down. And it also means Trump is a total failure. Remember that little thing where he claimed he blew up Iran's nuclear facilities? Well, that's a lie, because if he had successfully destroyed Iran's nuclear facilities, this whole fucking Strait of Hormuz shindig would not be happening today. All right. Because the only reason America's attacking Iran is because Iran has nuclear weapons. All right. Now, NATO, CIA, Mossad thinks that Iran, it doesn't yet have nuclear warheads, but Iran's always a step ahead of what CIA, Mossad, Intel says. Okay, because they have this thing called secret weapons programs and stuff like that, right? Yeah. So if Iran's testing an ICBM, it means they already have a nuclear warhead to fit on that ICBM. Otherwise, there'd be no need to test it. So there's that. Now, today, Trump came out and said that he's got an agreement with Putin to have an energy ceasefire starting on the 1st of February. And there's all kinds of news flying back and forth and propaganda and stories and shit. But at the end of the day, on the same day that Zelensky and Trump are announcing they have an agreement on an energy ceasefire, Ukraine is attacking Russia's power plants as we speak, right? So the simple fact of the matter, it doesn't matter what kind of agreements Trump worked out with Putin, Ukraine's going to violate it, and there's going to be no ceasefire whatsoever. So just, you can more or less put that in the bank that, Ukraine's not going to abide by the ceasefire. They violated the grain deal. They violated the first energy ceasefire. Ukraine has violated every fucking negotiated de-escalation attempts that Russia's ever tried to negotiate and agreed to. And when you're batting 1,000 on being a backstabbing lying piece of shit motherfucker, don't put any hopes that they're going to just see the light, Okay. It's just not going to happen. So anyways, so that's the big global news. In other news, my wiener is now declared fit for duty. So that's good news. I found a clinic and went into the clinic, and they gave me all the tests, and they drew my blood, and they took my wee wee, and they tested everything, and I am officially uh healthy. I have no diseases or anything now. So antibiotics worked, and there's no more wounded soldiers in my trousers. So that's good news, right? I mean, if we're going into the apocalypse, it's good if your wiener works. Just putting that out there. You got to have a healthy wiener if you're heading into the apocalypse. And I mean, if I had viewers, I'd ask if you had questions or comments or something, but nobody's here. It's just me shouting into the void. That's what I figured out, though. I'm like, why is it that I can't find other people in America that actually know what the fuck's going on in the world, you know, that are speaking out on the internet? Like, because there's zero. There's like a couple of Americans that are actually in Russia now, and they come more or less know what's going on, but they're able to be on the internet and talk because they're not in America, so they won't be getting oppressed, right? Um, and that's what it comes down to. I'm the weirdo because I got the brain damage, I got the PTSD, and I got the bipolar, and I got the fucked up life of bad decisions under my belt. And I'm the dumb fuck that doesn't know how to shut the fuck up. And that's why I'm the only one out here talking about what's really happening in the world. Because like all the other smart people that have normal brains that weren't all violated from childhood and shit, they're shutting the fuck up, right? They're not fucking saying shit because they're smart. They know what's going on in the world, and they know that America's a Nazi shithole. So they're not talking. They're hiding. And that's why there's not very many people like me out here that know what's going on and are talking about it. All the people that know what's going on, they're shutting the fuck up and just battening down the hatches, and they have been for like the past motherfucking decade. Hey, yo, dude. Oh, there are some of them. I thank you. Oh, God, why does it? Their new layout is so stupid, you know? Oh, it's at the top of the screen now. Look at that. Yeah. But yeah, I'm just saying, like, normal people are keeping their mouths zipped because they like, look what's happening. The American government is on the brink of civil war. They're fucking gunning down unarmed people in the streets with impunity. Um, and let me just tell you something. Here's how civil war in America starts, because it's not going to be from protests and demonstrations and occupying the Capitol. That's not civil war, okay? Civil war is when government factions are fighting each other. And here's how the Civil War really starts in America. What's going to come down to is when federal law enforcement military forces go into a state to do something heinous like murdering fucking unarmed people in Minnesota. And then like the sheriffs are going to get a posse, and the National Guard of the state are going to come in, and they're going to start having shootouts with the federal law enforcement and military forces. And that's what real civil war is. And that's what we're heading to, because the people are pissed off, right? And it doesn't matter that both sides are wrong and propaganda filled heads and that everything's a lie. What matters is it's everybody's angry and people are getting murdered in the streets. And state governors are going to mobilize their resources to block the federal resources. And that's when things are going to spin out of control into full scale civil war. All right. So that's the key to look for when you see the National Guard and sheriff's departments gunning it out with ICE and the actual active duty US military and shit. That's when you know we're in an actual civil war situation. So there's that. Um, yeah, I covered all the big stuff of the day, man. Um, Tomorrow is bill paying day. We're gonna go get gas in the vehicle because come this weekend there's going to be full scale war in the Middle East and all the gas prices are going to go up. And just so you know, we have oh thanks. We have like 40 to 50,000 troops. Trump has flooded the Middle East with military, not just hardware but personnel. He's also just like about an hour ago or so, 1 or 2 hours ago, uh the Pentagon deployed the same special forces units to the Middle East that were in Venezuela. Um, so I don't know how batshit crazy the Pentagon and our government and Trump really are. I know they're batshit crazy, but they if they're sending them special forces people and they actually think they can like do a boots on the ground secret mission into Iran to kidnap people like the Ayatollah or something, that's not going to work. Iran's not Venezuela. Like, you want to know the truth about Venezuela, what really happened? The vice president, that fucking slut that was a part of Maduro's ruling party, she betrayed Maduro and the people of Venezuela, and she sold Venezuela to fucking Trump. And along with some of their top military people, like Venezuela, the military did not even have their air defense systems deployed. They weren't connected, they weren't set up, they weren't loaded, they weren't manned, they were sitting in warehouses. So all of that weapons, air defense shit that Russia and China gave to Venezuela was sitting in warehouses because of betrayal. So when Trump come out talking about how he used America's top secret weapons in Venezuela, that's total horse shit. It was a regular fucking corruption and betrayal that happened in Venezuela. There are no top secret weapons. It was called betrayal. That's what happened there. All right. And that's not going to happen in Iran. But yeah, we got major fucking shit going down there. I don't know what to tell you. It's it's going to be, get your popcorn because this weekend we're going to see some shit going down in the Middle East. There's a person at my main driveway, my rain cam. Yeah, get your popcorn, get your ho-hos, bake a pie, invite your friends over, fire up the big screen TV or whatever, because the shit's going down. And we're going to see our bases across the Middle East getting hammered by Iranian missiles. Israel's going to get shot in the fucking face. Iran's already said that if America strikes Iran, that Iran's going to target Israel's nuclear forces, their power plants, and their nuclear weapons. Iran's seriously going to preemptively strike Israel's nuclear weapons storage areas, okay? And they have the missiles to do this. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. But back here at home, I'm just, you know, gonna keep on living my life. I don't know if I told you guys, I replaced, I think it was like the earlier this month, like 3 weeks ago, whatever. When we got our RV, the electric system was pretty much like non-functioning, like barely functioning. It's because the breakers were all bad. And so I actually replaced all the breakers in the RV and the GFCI outlet with the one. I got the version with the nightlight, and so now all of our power is working. And the converter, I got the converter working because the reason it wasn't working is because the outlet for it, the breaker was not functioning. So the whole power in there is working now. And yeah, I got like a long list of repairs on the RV, and it's like I could do the work in a couple of months and it'd be like completely upgraded and functional, but I'm poor, so I got to just, buy one or two things a month on these home repair projects. Like this month, we're getting privacy films for the front windows because our shithead tweaker ass neighbors are always staring in our house and making funny faces at us when they walk by and shit. And so we're going to put some mirror one-way privacy covers up on the window so they won't be able to see inside our RV anymore. And so like they're going to be seeing nothing but a mirror, and I'm going to just be standing there naked laughing at them. That's what's going on there. And after that, I'm going to get the plumbing. So March is going to be plumbing month, I think. I have to it's raining again. I have to replace the shower and the kitchen faucet. So that's expensive. It's going to be a pain in the ass, but it's kind of a simple repair. It's more money is the problem. You guys can't have to submit. Well, that is true. I have to agree there, especially with that crazy bitch that gave us the clap or something, but yeah, we went in and, oh, you want to know what that crazy bitch is running her mouth around town? And now, so we went in to the hospital on the 24th of December to get all the antibiotics to get rid of our STDs and stuff. My God, the rain is just fucking dumping out here, man. But yeah, and the hospital never called us back with our lab results. So anyways, we had to go to a different clinic, which we did like last week. And we got all the testing done for syphilis and HIV and everything else, And did you know like the HIV test only takes seconds now? It's like instantaneous detection. And all it takes is like 1 or 2 drops of your blood. And then the syphilis one, that takes 10 minutes. And that's also a blood test. And they do the testing right there in your doctor's office, in your exam room. It's this little white plastic cup. And they set up a little timer, and they weren't in the room because, why would they sit at a timer? They were doing other patients, right? And I was there alone looking at the timer and waiting for the timer to go off in the dinger and stuff. And then like the results, it looks like the pregnancy test thingy. There's the control and line and a test line, and your blood comes up. There's a line for the control. And then I have really bad vision for the near sight. Far away, I'm fine, but my near sight is crap. And so I couldn't read the C and the T. Didn't know what the fuck that shit was. It was just all blurry for me. So I like Googled it up, how to read the syphilis test, and bam, Google Images, man. I like knew my test results before the fucking doctor even came into the room. So that was cool. But it's nice to know that we're disease free. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a slut. I wish I was a whore because I'd like to get paid for what I do, my services and all that good stuff. But I'm not a whore. I'm not good enough to be a whore. I'm just a regular slut. But I'm a disease-free slut. Anyways, we went to that hospital, never gave us results. So now we had to go back to a different clinic, and they they are awesome. They got the meds we needed and all the test results, and they fucking sent our prescription to the fucking local pharmacy here in town. And apparently the actual pharmacist here is a cunt. And I went in to pick up the antibiotics, life-saving medications, and the bitch lied to my motherfucking face. And like flat out told me, we don't have anything for you. And I'm like, they sent it in this morning. Hell yeah, we're ready for some RV boning. Heck yeah. Okay, that works. And so I went down there, and mind you, this wasn't for me. It was the antibiotics for my girl, not for STD, because all that stuff caused a major UTI. And she had a UTI for like a motherfucking month, and she could barely fucking walk. Like literally, she couldn't walk the day we got the prescription, right? Because it just hurt too much for her to fucking walk. And so I went down there, and the bitch pharmacist is like, we don't have anything. And I'm like, the nurse called it in this morning. So I came back to the house, and we called the clinic, and the fucking nurse called back like literally within minutes, like right away. And we told her that the pharmacy was saying they didn't have the prescription. And so the nurse called the pharmacist and gave that bitch a fucking ass chewing like you wouldn't fucking believe. Because I went back to the pharmacy and they had my shit ready. So I just have to say the staff, the doctors, the nurses at the clinic, it was Aberdeen Health and Human Services. They're fucking awesome. Yeah, it's a really bad. It is fucking horrible. It was awful. I was worried my girlfriend was going to die on me. And then we have hospitals and pharmacists and bitch motherfuckers that are trying to deny fucking the life-saving medications for my girlfriend. I was getting pissed, you know? Yeah, no, it was so bad that they gave her fucking 3 weeks. She's on antibiotics for 3 weeks. It's like, I think it's amoxicillin. Yeah, Trisha probably wants to suck Zelensky's cock to get some of his fucking drug supplies. We're getting to pain free. We're getting there. It's going to take a few days. I'm good. My girlfriend, she's getting better. It's been 3-4 days, but it's a raging infection. So it's going to be a slow recovery, but it's working. She's getting a little better each day, barring weather, we're out being able to walk the dogs and stuff. So that's all, everything's getting better. I'm not worried about people dying on me and stuff like that anymore right at the moment. So, my stress levels are down. My nightmares are still horrible. I don't remember what they were about, but they were both stupid and horrible. Yeah, protect the wieners and the genitalias. So, yeah, life is crazy like that. And just today. So we're getting through our stuff, and I have a family member that just did surgery today and had a fucking 9-centimeter tumor removed. It's huge, and it's like benign. I don't know if you'd want to call it benign. It's like non-cancerous tumor. I think they call it a tumor. I don't know if they called it a tumor, but I'm pretty sure it's called a benign tumor. And I might have a different word, but it was like not cancer. It was just a growth, but 9 centimeters. So yeah, I've fucking shit going down all through my life, yo. But anyways, all that's going down. Yeah. But yeah, I'm kind of upset that I got to buy the privacy films because it's really the amount of money, since we've been in this shithole fucking criminal trailer park, including the privacy films we're going to be buying on payday, our home security expenses is like approaching $500, right? And every time I have to put money into home security, that's money I can't spend on fucking home repairs, right? So, like, I got to do the shower and the kitchen sink, and I have to push that off an extra month now because I have to buy fucking more security shit. So these dumbass tweaker motherfuckers be pissing me off. I can't read your comment because of the little stupid dollar symbols blocking it. You know, um, again, yeah, I gotta do the sink and the shower, and like I did the breakers and the GFCI, but this thing is 32 fucking years old, and I have to upgrade all the electrical shit, all the outlets all need replacing because they're 32 years old. The lights all need replacing because they're the old ass incandescent fucking RV lights, And I want to upgrade it to where they're LED and shit. And I have to buy security bullshit first because safety first, right? Yeah. No, but and then like this summer, the Carrie and the Legion. Carrie's with the Legion now. I didn't know. I haven't paid attention to none of the silly drama. It's like I've been digging AI Reddit stories on YouTube for like a couple of months now. I don't even listen to humans anymore on the internet because Americans, it's like besides a couple of people like Macho Man and shit, there's nobody really worth fucking talking to in America. Like, what do I say to people that don't know what the fuck's going on in the world? Like, how's the weather? Because if I start talking, like, I go like, hey, what do you think about the World War III that's about to go down in Iran and shit, or Ukraine, or whatever, and they are full of propaganda, and they'll think I'm some kind of a commie if I tell them what's really going on. Then ICE is fucking shooting me in the back and shit, and I'm dead because of Trump. So it's like, what do I even have to talk about with the normal everyday human in America? Not much. I can talk about the weather. I can talk about my wiener. I can talk about cooking or something like that. Group sex, oral sex, how to bake a pecan pie. I can't talk about anything of substance, though. That's probably the primary reason I don't even talk much on the internet anymore. It's like I'm censored, so like nobody can find me out here. Yeah. Yeah, I really have. I try to be nice to people. I was gonna do it as a separate live stream, but I'm just here chilling with the rain and in my jammies outside in the rain and stuff. So I might as well do it now. But so like one of the stories I like is the rules are I mean, Canadian me and American me is like kind of almost the same because there's no such thing as Canada and America. It's all Sorosites and BlackRock, and Jews. But yeah, it's the propaganda. It's 100%. It's literally 100%. That's what I'm getting to. So like I've been listening to these rules stories. I love the rules stories. They're hilarious, right? The other ones I like is the divorce stories and the toxic family stories. Yeah, the government-owned BBC and the CBC, Canadian Broadcasting. Yeah. And so, like, I was thinking about it. I like these rule stories. I should really write it out and like actually use AI to narrate it for me and shit, just because it would be funny, I think. Because I want to do a story where I was like, I was born in America and it comes with a strange list of rules. Like that kind of a story. I got the rules already. I just don't got a story for it. But here's the rules for living in America, the strange list of rules for America. Rule one, everything is fake and a lie. No exceptions, literally everything. Like if your government tells you the sky is blue, don't believe it. If fucking Congress comes out and says water is wet, you need to start doubting that water is wet. All right, because literally everything is fake and a lie. If you believe in that we're a free nation of free thinking people with full access to unbiased information on what's going on in the world and shit, well, you're just stupid. But if you're here, you probably don't believe that shit, so you're not stupid. Yeah, no, literally everything is a lie. That's rule number one. What was rule number two? Oh yeah. Oh, thanks, man. Rule number two. I should write these down. Oh yeah, rule number two. The majority is always wrong. And I stole that one from Robert Heinlein. And when I was reading that, I was like younger and I was idealistic and I had hope in humanity and shit like that. So I thought Robert Heinlein was just being a cynical old man in his old age and said, what? Lady Scrapper threw Phil out. That'd be hilarious. And he doesn't even have his truck no more. I should put it so people watching that later knows what the fuck I'd be talking about, right? So rule number two is the majority is always wrong. And that's because everybody in America is full of propaganda. There's no sides. It's all fake. But the group, the like real people that believes the bullshit from their side, it's all lies on all sides, right? So whenever you see some kind of a majority opinion of events coming out, just remember the majority is always wrong. All right. And it's because of rule number one that everything is a lie. All right. If we could get to a point in our future where not everything was a lie, then rule number two would also become invalid. But right now, rules one and two are fully in effect in America. Rule number three is the important rule. Stay calm. And I just wrote that rule like 2 days ago because I'm like, how do you survive with rules number one and two? Well, with rule number three, stay calm. Called I've read almost everything he wrote. I'll look it up. If it's a short, it might have been in one of those anthology ones, not in one of his compilations, so I might have missed it. But yeah, I'll look that up. You know, he did a lot of writing. But stay calm. And it doesn't matter if you're scared, if you're angry, if you're depressed, if you're freaking out. If you're in pain, it doesn't matter what your mental condition happens to be in the moment. When, when you're out in public in America, you got to remember you live in a Nazi shithole. And the only way to get through life and to survive getting gunned down in the streets by cops or violated by a gang of carnivorous tweakers or some shit like that is to stay calm. You got to be the calm person because everybody else is batshit crazy and losing their nuts everywhere in America. And if you want to survive that shit, you have to stay calm. Right? That's rule number 3. Stay calm. Always stay calm. It doesn't matter how intense the conflict gets. It doesn't matter what's on fire. It doesn't matter who's screaming and shouting. It doesn't matter who's accusing you of shit or violating you. You got to stay calm. The calmer you stay, the better the outcome will be and you will win. If you stay calm in America, you shall prevail. Don't panic. Exactly. You cannot panic. But you got to remember when you're out in public in a Nazi shithole, you're going to get gaslit. People are going to accuse you of shit that's not real. They're going to fucking call the cops and make up fake ass fucking stories about you. People are going to be coming at you from every fucking angle, trying to fuck your head up, trying to fucking ruin your mental fucking peace and shit like that, and slander you and gaslight you and try to weaponize the government against you and your neighbors and propagandize your neighbors against you and shit. And the only way to get through that is to stay calm. And I only have one other rule. It's the U.S. Army's 4th General Order, and it's also rule number 4. So it melds together nicely there. The 4th General Order, aka Rule 4, you got to walk your post from flank to flank and don't take shit from nobody. All right. That one should be pretty self-explanatory. What this means is defend your land while staying calm, but don't take shit from nobody. If somebody's fucking with your fucking property, don't take no fucking shit from them. All right. Because it doesn't matter if you're in a Nazi shithole. The second somebody starts fucking with your land and your property and your personal private space, you got to defend that shit. And that's what the 4th rule is. Defend your shit and don't take shit from goddamn nobody. Because you have rights. Even a Nazi shithole, you have fucking property rights. You got to remember that. And that's why you got to stay calm, because if you're not calm, you won't properly defend your legal fucking property rights. Right. Rule 3 makes it to where rule 4 is possible, because the rule 3 is the mental state, how to conduct yourself, and the rule 4 is defending yourself with all legal force. And that there's the 4 rules to survive in America. And I think everybody born in America should be given a laminated card with the rules, just like in those AI rules stories, like at the gas station and stuff like that. That's how it should be. You know, you're born in America, and before you get checked out of the maternity ward with your mommy, they fucking stick a little laminated list of rules in your like, however you carry your baby out of the hospital with. Yep. It's good coffee. I do the grind your own coffee at the grocery store, where you have to put it in the grinder and you got like 6 different choices or 12 choices or however many. But like 3 of those are fake because they're caffeine free. How do you get the caffeine out of a whole bean? I don't know, and I don't want to know, because that's evil. There's no point to drinking coffee if it don't have caffeine in it. It's like what Mormons would drink. You know? Yeah. That's where I'm at today. So, like, my girlfriend is like a vegetarian, so she doesn't eat tasty animals. And last month, I bought at the grocery store, our local grocery store, they have these 2 shopping carts, and it's the markdown bins and all the stuff that's like expired or discontinued or whatever they put in there, and it's marked down and at like super cheap. It used to be like that. New owners and they changed how they do the markdown. But regardless, if the stuff in the markdown bin, they try to do like the 10% markdown, and then when nobody buys it, then they mark it down like 80% because they want to get rid of it and shit. So like last month, it was this off brand. It's not, it's one of the foo brands. And it's like basically it's Frank's hot sauce, right? Like Frank's hot wings, the hot sauce, Frank's, whatever it's called. And but it was like Susie. And I was like, oh, and it was like $1.80 or some shit. And it's normally like $6. So I bought it. I have no use for the shit, right? So I got that. And I was thinking my girlfriend's a vegetarian, so I'm not gonna make hot wings because she's not gonna eat hot wings. And I'm already fat. I don't need a whole batch of motherfucking hot wings. What am I gonna? The dogs can't eat the hot wings. They'd be fucking having burning assholes for days if I fed the dogs hot wings, right? And so I'm like, what am I gonna do? I really want the hot. I like the recipe, the hot wings recipe. It's really simple. It's like Frank's hot sauce with butter. It's a bucket shopping cart, yeah. Um, so I was like, hold on a second. Let's get some tofu, right? And we're gonna cube up the tofu, and I'm gonna make a batch of the fucking hot wings sauce marinade, and we're gonna marinate the tofu in the hot wings recipe, and we're gonna bake that, and we're gonna have fucking hot wings fucking tofu for dinner tonight. And I'm gonna make a batch of plain white rice. It's gonna be good. So that's how I'm getting around the whole vegetarian thing because I'm not gonna buy a whole bunch of chicken wings when my girlfriend can't eat chicken. You know, that'd be like a waste. I'm like fat. I need to lose weight, and I'm failing. So I can't. I don't want to eat a whole bunch of chicken on my own. But yeah, we're gonna make tofu hot wings tonight. And I think it's going to turn out good. That recipe is awesome, though. It's basically just Frank's hot sauce and like a stick of butter, right? And we're going to marinate the tofu in that. And then we're going to toss it with some breadcrumbs and we're going to throw that shit in the oven. I'm going to bake a pot of rice in the pressure cooker and it's going to be good. Oh, yeah. I must have me and set it in the fridge into a crew botulism. Yeah. Like I eat meat, but I don't even eat a lot of meat. I actually like there's a lot of vegetarian meals that are good, like burritos and some fried rice. You throw some mushrooms up in there and stuff like that, right? But then again, I like my my deli sliced sandwiches. I like a good burger here and there and I like my hot dogs. I just try to not eat them all the time because I'm fat and I'm tired of being fat, you know. But yeah, so it's like it's good to have a balanced diet anyways. But yeah, you definitely have to have meat sometimes. It's not like an everyday thing. But if I go too long without eating meat, then like the non-meat meals just they don't fill me up. I feel hollow inside, And so I need meat like a couple times a week, but not like every day. Um yeah, we have fish. She eats fish. I'd say it. A pescatarian. But like if you tell people in America you're a pescatarian, they don't know what the fuck that is because Americans are ignorant and uneducated and they don't know words, right? So we just say vegetarian that eats fish. Murphy, be good. Be good. Beagle Murphys. Our old beagle is starting to get more tooth problems. So I might be. Yeah, but so is my wang. Oh goodness. That would be funny. Or the neighbors. That would be good. We're actually doing, we have, we have to do payday activities, but we're looking to see if that we can buy a small property and not be in the trailer park anymore. Because man, if we weren't in this trailer park, my mental health would be a lot better and I'd be a lot healthier, both mentally and physically. And then the dogs would have their own space and I wouldn't have criminals harassing us all the time and things like that. I also need, I have to go in the evening to the gas station and I want to apply to get a job at the night shift gas. I want to be the night shift gas station guy, you know, because it's nighttime, so there's not a lot of people, right? And I can just clean and mop and wash the windows and stock the shelves and occasional customer. Hopefully they're human. I'm sure the gas station night shift comes with a strange list of rules here. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, there is reasonable price. Like the ones we're looking at are like under $35,000, right? And life coaching at Blackbeards. I fucking, I fucking, like, that's pretty cheap. There's like, it's just a regular lot. It's not big. It's like 0.18 acres or something. It's just a tiny lot. But we already have the house structure, the RV, right? So all we got to do is get enough for the property, get the services hooked up, your water, your sewer, your power, trash, and you have to hook up. It's cheap because the services aren't put in yet, so you got to pay for that. So I'm thinking under $50 out the door, and we could have our own place, and that's our goal that I'm working on. You know, I think now that my wiener is fit for duty, Dana needs to life coach my wiener. Can you get city water? You have to. No, it's all city water here. We're on the ocean, dude. There's no wells. It's all city water. It's city water and sewer and everything is on the city system because we're like literally on the ocean. We're like this whole town is built on. Actually, this whole town is actually artificial. It used to be the ocean, and they just filled it in, and now it's a town because they just piled a shit ton of sand and rocks and shit and then built the town on top of it, you know. But it's Washington. The water is not expensive here. Um, but I think even with utilities, the if we bought a small lot like that, the mortgage plus utilities, it might still be less than what we're paying for rent here. You can go to the Snake Island if you want. Yeah. There's cheaper property in Arizona, but Arizona doesn't have water. And if we go into a civil war situation, I'm kind of terrified of being trapped in a place with the desert with no water when the entire government falls the fuck apart and the nukes start flying and shit. I'd rather be on the ocean because there's fish. It's food. Like yeah, the difference, like it'd be either just under or just over what we're paying for here. And instead of paying rent, we could be paying down a mortgage and building equity and shit like that. And just by hooking up services and stuff like that, you're increasing the value of the property like right out the door, you know? So yeah, I need to get off my ass and start putting in the loan application at the bank and trying to get a small lot because I'm getting old, you know? I want my own place. That's what I got, guys. Hey, I need to go grab the tofu and get cooking some lunch dinner. So I guess it'll be a linner. We call lunch dinner the linner meal. Just like when you have a late breakfast and like in the morning. The first meal of the day, if it's like late in the day, that's called lunch. That's breakfast, lunch. You know. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, dude. Because if we did the contract, the mortgage, it would be to include hiring a contractor to put in services, right? And it might have to clear out some trees, gravel, a little bit of concrete pad for the RV to sit on. Because we have an RV, we don't even need a whole concrete pad. It's just two strips for the wheels, right? So that not even a lot of concrete, and then hooking up services. And it's already at this, like, we're in the city, like it might be outside of city limits, but it's still the city. So all the services are already at the street. So it wouldn't cost a lot. But yeah, you know what I'm talking about, dudes. Anyways, I'm hungry and I need to go make some Frank's hot wings tofu. So thank you all for showing up. I'll try to come back soon, maybe this weekend, because I think some major war shit's going down. So I'll see you all later.